Hello, dear viewers. Time again for the news here on Rwanda Television. My name is Serge Nhori, and we will begin with the headlines. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has attended the third South Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Group of 77 and China taking place in Kampala, Uganda. Confidence is high that by June this year, Rwanda will have achieved her goal of ensuring that 80% of all coffee grown in the country will be processed. And on the international scene, nominated for a Golden Globe and Spain's entry for an Academy Award, the film Society of the Snow has revived the story of the 1972 flight disaster in the Andes involving a Uruguayan rugby team. Now the details. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has attended the third South Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Group of 77 in China taking place in Kampala, Uganda. Attending on behalf of His Excellency President Paul Kagame, the Prime Minister commended the work the group has accomplished and expressed Rwanda's support for the call for reformed financial institutions.
Rwanda commends the work accomplished by our group so far, but we recognize that the journey ahead needs our continued collective efforts. Reflecting on our achievements, it is clear that the group of 77 and China has played a significant role in shaping the international economic landscape. Rwanda firmly supports the call for reforming financial institutions to be fit for purpose in the contemporary world, financing our development initiatives and fostering trade and industry has never been more important than today.
The Prime Minister also noted that cooperation and collaboration remain at the core of collective efforts for a more prosperous world, and that special consideration must be given to countries facing unique obstacles. He also extended an invitation to delegates to attend the third UN Conference on Landlocked Developing Countries that will be held here in Kigali in June. Now, members of the general public here in Rwanda are commending the progress the country has continued to make over the decades when it comes to unity and resilience, but ask that more be done to teach younger generations our history and cultural values. It has also been observed that genocidal ideologies have continued to pose a threat to the country's progress towards long-term development, though other initiatives such as the Ndi Umunyarwanda program have also proved to be potent weapons in fighting such ideologies. Between 2015 and 2022, as many as 5,039 cases of crimes related to genocidal ideologies were ruled on, while during the 2021-2022 fiscal year, 316 were ruled on, resulting in an 81% conviction rate. During the 13th National Mushyikirano Council, it was decided that civic education, both here in Rwanda and abroad, is needed to counter any trends that seek divisionism among Rwandans, and this upcoming 19th edition of the Council will be an opportunity for participants to reflect on the country's journey of unity and resilience as the 30th commemoration of the 1994 genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi approaches. Now, the Minister, the Minister of Health, Dr. Sabel Sanzimana, has highlighted that over 89% of the population has actively engaged in screening services for non-communicable diseases during the last year, that is 2023. This achievement aligns with one of the resolutions established during last year's National Mushyikirano Council, that is, and reiterated in an exclusive interview with our colleague Adam Squizera. Take a look.
The report we have as of end of 2023 has indicated that at least 89% have been screened out of those targeted, at least 40 years plus. Yeah. So at least one screening every year is essential. It's not something to do or not. It should be part of our routine. as we go for control for vehicles inspection every year, we should also do the same for our own lives as far as non-communicable disease is concerned. So I think continuing to take it personal discipline commitment to eat, move, and drink moderately can help to reduce NCDs, and also building the capacity at the facilities to diagnose, treat, and manage these complications.
Yeah. Then, would you explain what have been done in improving health infrastructures, workforce availability, plus the customer care service at health facilities, as to it was the resolution number 11 in the last year's Musicirano?
Yeah, and to even simple logic that you want to see health facilities, the good infrastructure, people working in those facilities well trained and ready with good equipment and medicine, and also working around very clear frameworks and systems. So on infrastructure, we've been building hospitals and upgrading health facilities and health centers up to the health post levels. Sure. Some examples, maybe last year in Kigali, we've seen the ILCAD Africa being launched. We've seen BioNTech. We've seen other new facilities that are still under construction, like the new Seashika in Masaka as well. There's a number of projects in Masaka that is going on. But also in other provinces, like in Kabwai, there's a maternity wing that is recently completed. In Nyamata, there's under construction. So we have such kind of projects going on, and it's never enough, because we are also upgrading the existing ones. Most of our facilities were built in 90s, 30s, 40s. Sometimes you need to upgrade. So this has been a key part of our priorities, working with districts, with the Ministry of Infrastructure and other government agencies. But beyond that, infrastructure itself, you can do it in months. But the more important part, as a piece of the puzzle, is training people. The people you train, you can't train someone like a surgeon or gynecologists in 6 months or 1 year.
Sure.
You need a number of years so that you get the expert who will be able to manage these disease complications. So training people also has been a key part of our investment, our efforts last year. And this year we continue, and we don't expect to stop, because we have to reach at least 4 times the current workforce we have in country, both in quantity and also the quality of what they provide to the people of Rwanda.
And regarding to the service, healthcare services.
In terms of services, also we know that there's a need, there's a demand. Community wants to get the best of care that sure. is, let's say, they expect. We've been making a lot of reforms and changes in our systems and how we deliver, how we make sure the flow of patients is as easy and efficient as possible. For example, there's one study we conducted recently. It's a very quick survey to see how much time or how many hours people are spending in hospitals and where they spend more time, and what can we do to reduce that time spent unnecessarily. So there's a lot to do, but we are committed to continue.
Sure. And
this is not just the Ministry of Health, it's collective efforts.
Yeah. In 2022, the RBC revealed their survey that from 2013, the number of alcohol consumption was at 41%, which increased to 48% in 2022. By that time, you also, with the government of Rwanda, they launched this campaign of Tunywe Less. Minister, your Ministry of Health, we saw it involving this campaign. How can you explain the result of this campaign of Tunywe Less?
Yeah, I think Tunywe Less was actually something to do after we've seen the rise of the alcohol consumption, especially among young people.
Sure.
That increase was alarming, and we had to do something. And it's just only maybe 6 months since we launched the campaign. But to me, the key result, the first key result expected was to raise the awareness that drinking too much alcohol is not safe, it's not good, it's not going to help to build generations of people who continue to build this country. But the results of whether people have reduced consuming alcohol or not is not expected right now. The study that RBC conducted last year, result published in July last year, is a study done every 2 years. So now with 6 months down the road, so expect the study to be repeated again, because this is a standard of checking whether the behavior, the impact.
Is there any hope there will be a decrease in number?
Decrease, we expect maybe the consumption rate will be reduced from 48% to less than that. But also the understanding that this is not something right, we should not accept it, that our young people, even our parents, even the people that have been seeing the consequences of too much alcohol, still consuming alcohol, then you have these non-communicable diseases developing, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, because the cancer, the more alcohol you drink, it affects the cells that might lead to cancer. This is proven by different studies. So we hope that the numbers will change, but that first step is awareness. Second step will be now behavior change from individual perspective. Some people will change their behavior, others will try, others will not. So this is how humans are. So I think Tunywe Less was all about that. And maybe after that, there are other efforts and initiatives that will make it now more part of our new culture, new commitment that alcohol should not define our future.
Sure. Then, in your view, where do you see this health sector in coming years, and what is needed for it to be developed here in Rwanda?
So I think as a health sector, I would say there are two things that we should continue to aim for. One is prevention of diseases and early detection, because it's easier, is more efficient, and it helps even individuals, families, and systems, hospitals, and the whole country. Because you spend less on diseases as you detect early and treat and manage. So that again comes to the issue of how do we create a safer or a better lifestyle that prevents diseases. It's all about, Tunywe Less is all about eat healthy, it's moving, exercising, sleeping well, and so on. So that to me is the most important part of our focus as a sector, and also from individual commitment. The second is how do we embrace new technology into all the cascade of care, from prevention to diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up.
Honorable Minister, as I started saying, we are remaining with only 2 days for this National Dialogue Council Mushikiwano to kick off. What is your message to our audience, to the Rwandan population? I mean, even the diaspora as well, even everyone, just to clarify the importance of this National Council Mushikiwano, especially in this sector of health.
Yeah, this National Council, National Dialogue Mushikiwano is very important. Every year, Rwandans, we come together, and friends of Rwanda, wherever we are, online or physically, we sit together and discuss our country's problems, challenges, solutions, and we come up with what to be done to make it better, to make our sector, our other sectors, our nations continue to build it. So the importance of this framework is that everyone's voice is heard, is brought around the table. And what come out as resolutions helps us to implement something that will come back next year or the year after to see again how have we achieved from what we committed to. So is a step forward to what we did better before or not better, and we continue to improve what we didn't do best. And also there's the accountability element from everyone, from leaders, from private sectors, from NGOs. Every Rwandan and Friends of Rwanda is invited to contribute to how best can we continue to develop Rwanda and to do better than before. So it's important, and I call upon to everyone, every Rwandan or non-Rwandan to join Umushyikirano and to contribute to the discussions.
Sure. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
Adam Squeezera speaking to Dr. Saber Sanzimana, the Minister of Health. That was recorded earlier. Now to the agricultural sector, where confidence is high that by June this year, Rwanda will have achieved her goal of ensuring that 80% of all coffee grown here in the country is processed, because by June last year, the figure had reached 78.3%, up from 54% in 2017. The country currently has 313 coffee processing plants, and the 80% target by June is part of the first phase of the National Strategy for Transformation. The strategy also sought to ensure that Rwanda's agricultural exports hit $1 billion by June this year, and as of 2022, that figure was at $857 million. Local residents in Chinoni sector, Burera district of the northern province, are happy about the fact that they are now going to resume farming activities in the marshland of Ghana after more than 15 years of it sitting idle. Because of its close proximity to the lakes of Burera and Ruhondo, the marshland was prone to frequent flooding and was therefore deemed not suitable for agricultural activities, in addition to the fact that when not done properly, such activities also pose an environmental threat to the wetland. Towards the end of last year, however, local leaders took the initiative to urge farmers to form cooperatives that have the capacity to properly invest in modern agricultural practices in the marshland that address the flooding problem as well as protect the environment. Located close to the Nharuka power plant, the marshland of Ghana covers more than 20 hectares, but most had largely sat untouched. It is always a pleasure when you're able to join us. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.